Ora Mustapha Gbande, Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Deputy Director of Operations, our presidency. Now, I'm going to come on. Let's say.
Hello.
Now, what to say? Now, what's your woman want to make?
Ghana the council, your home.
Your Ghana the council.
Only one the car on you or Daniel.
There are Daniel. Now, Mamma Enra, the course swore a war. Honorable Reverend Tim for MP for some South, ranking the Committee of Defense and Interior of Parliament of Ghana. Sadi na uni movie.
David, and it's a Yamana being a director. And me involved how investigations are run. But I think that I'm a senior member of government and the party. I'm a Ghanaian. So I'm interested in fighting crimes. And that was one of the promises we made to the people of Ghana. We must be seen fulfilling that mandate. Much as we want to fight crimes, the processes and procedures for doing same ought and should be properly aligned with the rules of law, what is practicable, so that we don't set a bad precedent. Good leadership should not emulate bad leadership. Good leadership does what is different from what we know, and that is what we are advocating for.
And yeah, what can I say here? My main share minority in parliament, one more ranking, and some are okokan ye fa eluprebia mienu eba ha na on suspicion say eba ha be ye den president kwaka se omo nti committee no omo hwehwem supplement raid eba ye ene takrade anase central region ho no cocaine bi a omo baste ye near the what do you make of it?
Oh, I think first of all, Reverend Tim Fojo, you see, because he's a pastor, I accord him that respect, not necessarily because a politician. He brought out a very key and important information of a Kwame Ewonsunsanswa. It's not just for saying sake. On the ordinary Ghanaian, no, it's not good. Obia utukwan. Obia ufia manone Ghana ni uba ukurum. Ghana ni utukwa buchiri. Sasa mwa ntim fojo akano. Ewunsu sansone dosu. Bibiri. Utukwa kuyuti. Wakame sadi ya ukwa asadi ya usha celebrity shushi. Na wadu hitru. Ni ya sufi Ghana nti. Ni ntim fojo akantino. You should never cooking woman. It's so embarrassing. So therefore,
na me ba jombo senye breeding Kenya obi aka bibi sa okay 77 passes of cocaine and one
we know was not said by a mere communicator. It was said at the floor of parliament by a ranking member. Na bibisa no, and I was thankful, sir, Mr. President, has difference from President Akufo-Addo, who would have shared.
But so him say airports are no.
President Akufo-Addo would have shielded this because that was what has happened in the past. President Mahama says, sir, please, I have received this information that a member of parliament has made him. I am aware that in the couple of weeks, no, what cocaine phobia, and every year, immediately, state institutions will come together, collaborate with the member of parliament to ensure fair, proper investigations are done na omano yadwi munye na say Ghana enye transit point. Ghana yadwi mo clear that Ghana is not a transit point for cocaine. It also means that said some individuals could do all of us that injustice, so that when the investigation is done, we'll get to know. Rather than team for the free or call TV stations and or call radio stations, he had sacrificed his parliamentary immunity and making statements outside the floor of parliament, continuing the allegations. He even went to the extent that he and Mr. Tax screen a presentation of tracking. Okay? Why won't he collaborate with state agencies? Yesterday's arrest of a parliament. Yes, until for your call having call down, he has to appear, he has to be arrested and collaborate with the investigation, or he has to volunteer to collaborate with the investigation. But you cannot go to anybody's house. Say, oh, no wash a mask. If it's national security, if it's defense and cable, NIB officer.
Yes, what's a mask?
No, NIB officer. Why would you wear a mask? You dilute your responsibility to show identity.
Okay.
And when you do that, it's wrong. It's lazy work. Very lazy work. People will say that it's a state, it's the executive who is not doing their work. But these are public institutions who are supposed to be doing their work professionally. Number two.
But one person for cameras, no, be able to photo near the
and from you're not qualified to be an NIB officer. You should resign. If I am going to arrest President Akufo-Addo, he will see to me. I will respect him as a former president. I'll tell him, Mr. President, ABCD requires that you present yourself for assist some investigation. If the president says I won't go, you will call for reinforcement and arrest him. But prima facie, fundamental, you cannot go and effect an arrest of a honorable member of parliament. Now we shall ask. Will you appoint? We cannot dilute the conversation with reckless work. Reverend Ntim Fojo should be properly arrested or invited to face and provide feather and butter particulars, but not in this shoddy way of doing things. What appear? You cannot go to anybody's house wearing a mask. That is not an acceptable standard of arrest. Particularly so that member of parliament, no.
Honorable. Mustapha, I don't hear Mustapha. One more small woman. One name as a much say, Munye way.
And I was smart, Colana, Okoya, the bonny, I was a woman, was man. They said go and arrest somebody. Go and arrest somebody, not NIB officer. Who said Nika, a policeman, who said a friend Nika, shot, Nwako. Okay, number two, what they are mask. Now they are showing him. Oh, if it is me, I will not allow myself to be arrested. I will not. It's simply not right. And this is not what the government or what the institution was asked to do. Somebody should have written a letter inviting Ntim Fojo officially, or a call should have been placed to him for him to make himself available for investigation. So there are some arguments there. He is protected under the parliamentary privileges. No. After he made the statement, a very critical, a very important statement on the floor of parliament, he came outside parliament. Parliament is on recess. All business of parliament is closed. Unless, of course, there is some responsibility that some members of parliament are performing. He has gone to the public space to ran these commentaries and that he should be arrested as an ordinary person, but a ranking member or a person of some repute who should be accorded the needed courtesies in order for the substance of this is for the investigation to be carried out. Call me what I say. The substance of it, we say, the president wants to know, have there been any iota of truth to what suspicion Reverend Tim Forjo is holding, yes or no? Then we can take it up from there. President Mahama will not shield any crime. Okay? So, if an institution is going to do that, and I'm aware this morning that some requests have been made to Parliament and Parliament have not yet responded. That issue is neither here nor there. Reverend Tim Forjo has made this comment publicly. You know, he's gone out of Parliament, he's gone to Metro TV, they've even tracked the plane. He has assumed the powers of national security, powers of narcotics control board, powers of NIB, or investigating on touch screen. So the institution should just invite him. If we needed to arrest him when he was doing the touch screen, why couldn't we arrest him there? He came to radio stations. Why couldn't we arrest him there? Reverend Tim Forjo drives in town. Why can't we track him and arrest him? Why should it be the case that Otinifie on any mouth now yasha mask now yako unti ukobon tuya? Now who takes responsibility? How do we know that you are the one who caused it? That is not President Mahama's regime. This is certainly a condemnable conduct on the officer who won march to Tim Forjo's house. And I can say, sir, it's a misconduct targeted at distorting the issues. And I will insist that the issues will be corrected and the right thing will be done. Somebody from NIB should place a call to Tim Forjo to report, or they should write a letter to him. If he fails to come, we will coordinate every force necessary to arrest him. Because can you imagine how America near to a country they see there cocaine here? It was said by not the mean person, but a member of parliament near the politics.
And what can you say? Then they should have found a proper way of inviting him.
Yes, I insist that should be done. Kwame, we promise to do things different from what President Akufo-Addo did.
Na mama radio you. Sa issue you nipa bia susu se enka omo be calling on the Speaker of Parliament to constitute a bipartisan a committee, bipartisan, a committee to look into it. And the binum see there be yan independent body be a sans some of my reason woman na abehum. Ojin say.
Well, you see, the problem is that minority want to do politics. It's fair. We did the same thing to them. But we can't sacrifice the right way of doing things to join that free of competition. Let the minority make their noise. Let us have our way. They should go to court. If Tim Forjo is arrested, let them go and make noise. If yesterday the right thing was
now can say munye things the way Akufo-Addo did. Akufo-Addo pension BBC.
Me say, and if it was a proper way of arresting this young man, and a minority for Nekugua will ransack all of them and arrest them because they are obstructing arrest.
Okay.
But it wasn't done properly because somebody worn mask, cannot be identified, wielding a gun, went to the place. Okay, these are characteristics of President Akufo-Addo's regime. These are Nyama Yehu of President Akufo-Addo regime. No, President Akufo-Addo ordinarily would have sat on this matter quietly.
I know example will be there.
Oh dear, baby,
why? Oh yeah, see evidence.
Who come to the international airport? Why?
Aye.
So aircraft may not be so high cocaine. Hey. One crop the back room ha. One me pack alarm blue. You must get a plane.
Wow.
It's go to the international airport.
Also can be.
That be it's no way here allegations it's it was a good thing. Investigation continued. What I say. But President Muhammad was saying he is instructing specifically national security with other state entities to, make sure that investigations are done. And I do understand why it took some time for us to get here. Because before you take an action as a state, you must first of all also do your own checks. Because it is the duty of state institutions to have prevented anything criminal that will happen in this country. I'm talking here. Oko airport, national security, narcotics, NIB, NRP, advance aviation security, and sweatport also handle cargo no na ansana plane the ba ever land where airport no. Aviation should have authorized it, and then when they land, the ground men would have done further checks. Okay, so all these things wouldn't have happened before a plane boards or load and take off. All these checks would have been made. So it is a duty of the state to do its homework well, to satisfy itself on a normal procedure, standard airport management procedure. No, Bibia.
Anyone was a Ghana airport company. One was so quiet. And their silence is too loud.
Debbie. The Ghana Airport Company is an institution under Ministry of Transport. The Ghana Airport Company is a management company. It manages several other institutions or it habitates them to do their work. So airport company is a mother company. And I'm the aviation security is there, national security is there, NIB is there, and narcotics also almost. Each of these entities has peculiar management responsibility as far as handling of aircraft and cargo management is concerned. Particularly to the extent say, the matter was specifically the president instructed that it should be a coordinated investigation collaborating with the whistleblower. The airport company cannot be talking. You have to collaborate. You and I do not know what has happened behind the scene.
Okay.
The cross-checkings. Just to make sure that the state has, on a normal day, every officer of the state there have done their work. Okay? But, satisfy the institutions there. On any normal routine, if I'm coming to OKFM, I need to go to the reception and book an ameboa. Then somebody takes me to Condemnation. So if something happens, they must first of all check. So when the state satisfies itself with all of these processes, then it can invite the whistleblower to assist. But even before the state does that, the whistleblower was all over the place. Oye presentations. He is saying this, he is saying that. Damaging the reputation of the country on mere suspicion. So it's a matter before investigative bodies. Airport company cannot be investigating the matter in public or cannot be dealing with the matter in public. 3 days ago, they issued a clarification, a public statement clarifying that one, these are the positions of Ghana Airport Company. Their own checks have not revealed anything close to what Reverend Tim Fojo is suspecting. So therefore, don't you think that it becomes now very clear that one way or the other, Reverend Tim Fojo would have been making a legitimate statement in good faith, or his statements were malicious and of bad faith, politically intended to tarnish the reputation of the government and the country. So therefore, he does not have the option to just volunteer If he fails to volunteer to cooperate, the institutions of state are mandated by law to arrest him. And I'm saying that in executing the arrest, the proper thing should be done. The proper thing was to invite him. And an invitation can be a phone call or a written letter officially served on Reverend Ntim Fojo. So if yesterday, when the BNI officers went there, was to just invite him to say, oh, report on your own to NIB at this time, and Reverend Ntim Fojo fails to go, national security, but that was not the case. What diluted the rightful way of arresting Ntim Fojo yesterday was the presence of an officer wearing a mask. What Why? We condemn these acts in 2020-2019 when we were living in a country under a human rights lawyer who did not have respect for fundamental human rights. He abused everybody. They did what they want. President Mahama is doing a different thing. State officials must be seen to be responsible in the discharge of their work. So I'm saying that Reverend Ntim Fojo would have to be invited. He has to be arrested. He will be arrested. And if he refuses... Yes, that's what I'm saying. They should take him. So I don't understand what the minority noise is about. We can't treat this issue like that. Oh, and state is doing a self-start. One officer has misbehaved. That officer should be held responsible. You see, they shouldn't say, Abino, President Mahama's government will not persecute anybody. I mean, and I can tell you, we will not do that. And me, I will not support anything like that.
Okay.
But if you are wrong, tomorrow if Kwame Nkrumah Secretariat breaks a law, President Mahama's regime will coordinate with state agencies, you will be arrested. And we should allow institutions to function. When it's wrong, let's say it is wrong. When it is right, let's say it is wrong. It is right. I'm condemning the style with which these masked men went to the place. And I'm saying that he has to be arrested properly. It will not dilute the issues. You better know.
Mate, Mamma was not missing champagne and Famon. And may you see a word, Mamma.
I was a more black wabba informed Bramega TV in platform with ESO. Intuitive Sama, a year the Deputy General Secretary at the NDC, Yera Mustapha Gbande or Sanso, a Director of Operations at the the presidency, in fact, on a deputy. Uti Komona Odina. In fact, he's been fair. He's been fair to Reverend Ntim Fojo. Because Andra me heard video na e babontina. Omwa omukọ ye no, emi se omakato mwanim. And e pasa. Ochine binu bibi kosi. Ochine binu obekubo bitimutu a why na ye kwako bisano, because the only thing I mean who is only criminals only criminals and omo kwachi obia omo kata omani, only criminals and omo kwachi obia omo eden e kata omani omo mani pa no enye den ehu ne dim, because o chine bibisi a okra no unhu die bisi explaining. So that is very unlawful. That is really unlawful. But Reverend Ntim Fojo said ye anu permit you say omo issue arrest warrant. NIB National Investigation Bureau issue arrest warrant. So no kasa emfa na honko na omundi teni no mumbisa no ensem ba kumienu miense bi die ekoba ya oka sansem no eni die ni nensi so pa the main stance of the allegations are omeki no onye den ontimi show ni up entisa ne ho bekire no abusha for entisa ne ho ebeden ebekire no. And say I'm koba say really ewie chire na so ni evidence bia na ejane man ko scot free a Ghana we are doomed. Odi en edin kan yenko na yenkotie lawyer Augustine Obo criminal lawyer. In fact, a ban human rights hun sense a bano say obi akodi sebi enyambra sem ne enkochina owura we ejinam bi etimi kasa as a lawyer edimani paro yenkoti sansem a oni Kwame Nkrumah kese ewo OKFM krona so enkomo a omoboy efa Reverend Tim Fojo and arrest ehochemu a enyambra se obi betimi akwa kokatana nim se ochi pa even Reverend Tim Fojo any charge bia, and in this case or presented as what a witness. It's NDC for an answer when NDC for he claims no making a buying power on your ding on crocron na untiminchi no baby cra unya nisa intel no and as an evidence only evidence only say intel now the bible or the allegations na on chiromo na say mu yedi gidigidi a emfamfa so papa biamba yenkoti yewra lawyer Augustine Obo a criminal lawyer yenkoti ni yakoba ebeto aso
na boko de
eja from Granda Roma
ami
ye ma me na o twida na ye boboy
edru sumwa first May ni we dey gina so na me sia yie so man for yi ebusia for se mu tie a lawyer Augustine Obo we ni owo no odaya wansori na bosumi ebesimi nyanefua ba ko a first May enna yebedi abrewa na wotweda ewo Asante adweso enti yesre ejamfo ne mo amoya rechichifo se momra na mumejame ye bia enu achi ene yedi eyida no so ebeto na mpani se die na chiri paye no enye ono a ne pam waya bantie na owu abone maame abomodi ne ko ye nyina ye nko jam no ewo mo am wadi mu case nyina mo am ne wie school nyina mo am ne ko school nyina wo bia Wesley College fo obia dweso man ye nyina ye motwi emochara abochefo mu nyina mo mara wo ba so afa bibisha ho na wotweda bedi ntoboa pia lo maka ne ye
yeah we can with us I mean to where you know what I see
yeah yo na what you baba unchen a ye agama yen enchiremu kakra de esie ewo honorable Reverend Tim Fojo the Koba say his purported arrest attempt numni ade wate de wono so kokan our parliament ene ade the commentaries and crofo run wo ho enkomo pa no yenye ne say wo mrem
you been up me that me chebi nyanam Ghana for enema mi na esi wa ko ye politics na ba ko ye mra politics no free ni o kasa sisi ya no mitie no manage no ho e fa bebre o ya de se ye de sa kwa be boa e man no se ye anka se ye timi hu ade ayi nia aya enye ne ka tene se nya e be mana sesa na nye first politics na de enye bia no ye kata so no ye mo ye ne sa na ye o ye ne sa ye na ma me mra mo e fa criminal law no na te ase Reverend Tim Fojo enye nasem na America le mo mamenka me ma o jacket ne me wi ana o de asem na si ma hwa ade
mate
obi akoka asem bi asem na o kae no open information bibre efa asem no ho nipa ko ye dance ni ma na o dance ni ye nche no ye krokro
ba me didn't kase nipa ko nso no if so o fail so be provide evidence anase betimi aye bibia nipa kro no appeal falsehood
oh say me ne fa me say wokọ send your my reverend here who be politics e kire say what dey bi ayira e na obi say the new pakọ fire so men kada o your dance new into that the form say dey ono ankasa kai no o that the form no akro reverend in team fodo na sem no o dey pato na hwe say o hwehwe ade bi obi ni pakora ade no wo ne ho then say say o yes e di pa na me ye ko bona so
Debbie, make work on say, Adam.
Say, I'm jacket. No. If you say, Mremuno, you want my say, so what you be or who pass or cut me, men cassa, said that me teach you much social prosecutor. Oh, Yana, ye pay, clear, no one in here politicians. What's in another day? 48 hours spent out to make it know. Or police station, or the men cassa, and Raman the coin. Say, some will be done on what's the men can be. You wash it, I have it anyway. When you have your penny, say, one no go collaborate, one no come move, one got some what you know. One no come mum, and just a cochino. Or the mayor say, Treno, and didn't mean come up. But say, Ray, what my clear, near police, if you remember your friend a witness statement. What you can't qualify, say, okay. And somehow okay, my witness it would a book at us my
but it's say one say a some na walk on pay the woman and yes I net you do chantro it you will do
today
not provide evidence.
Show you provide evidence. What can even do police station one? Oh, the lawyer say yeah, walk of people about on track watching statement. No, I have nothing to say. I will speak in court. And the other way, and for the
now, say a chin, yeah, but I chin on what grounds?
Until maybe I say, one the idea. Open information. Near what shows that will name the Paco fire. What watching and how many information? What taking the no. Enka ya witness mpo nka ye supina na just be oya bedwuma o hyetu mi abiase a wa mfakra supina na ankwa ye ma ne fan ma ne ma na nka wo dance ni de ye nteti no obegira da kam na wakatia wa ba ye dai aha obegira da kam na so wakatia wa
wo katia na fa dance ye bre
ejina me katia wo se we for revenue dey to me ma o jacket no so obi won information about what case ayen kilo ndi for revenue dey say jacket no said the omo ye revenue no e ya na na mfaso obi nya ye den e ko chi obi e mra ne say card a wa ye tire no ndi omo ko omo say revenue afo mra be ya e mra ne say ko chi obi a card ko ade pa ko na ye tire no wa e bra wo chi no ye me kan je no police station e bra na wo chi sa na constitution ne chi
what can try to advance?
Oh, me try to advance. No more, no. No, you crime bear, section bear. Politicians not the criminal libel and can we under criminal libel and only criminal libel through say I said be to me Canada. My politics like a oh, you move here to Kumay. Remain team for dragging our watching, and they attend the air question. Oh, no more could you too. I dear were yen abandoned than one probably many probably in the air question. Samuel, the other communication director and your friend is saying, NDC, Sammy Jemfi, back check class, some new, your back check your mama won't see you crowd. And you run them the politics. But so what you be on memoir, and Mara say Cardia Nipacro, aye, channel, a brown children. If you won't quiet, one because of why you think.
We can try and undermine the security of the state.
I know you work on them Rabello. And Rabel, Session Bayer, Code Bayer, Law Bayer. Oh, they say be a million Ghana for me catch them say. 2 million the prosecutor, Mummy and Jim free politicians in some. See, I'm Jim few among someone. See, I know the Diagro. A bravo chino. Wubaka, why ya, a 1 million, so a full rawi. I'm on the son of marriage, a constitution is a brown watching on a catcher and say, why you say, into that metal. and one of the speaker now because as you say now what's a mask now oh again politicians now win elections no and then now we shall see lose oh what are we what should be able oh say we yes and reverend team for do now for almost what are they lose politics no but emre die wo dance ni yenche no ye kokro enti asa na o kan nya mi ntimi ntia say reverend team for John why dance ni anase why boniti nga wona na aye me na kan bese kan me twa adwa kwa mi bisane say reverend why boni anase why dance ni
was say the boni na why ne se asema wa be kan to mframa mu enye no kure no ama say kura wo ye Ghana ni na wu tu kwan a you be exposed to a thorough
no na dwen no waka na dwen kwa na ni tikuruma ono kwa na Ghana ni na den microphone du kwan komai
Ghana for
the na dwen no waka na dwen ye no obi so wa dwen bofo December said the reverend no nipa ko na wo kwache no enfonso a wa ye ne de o ma fani akata mo kwache no wose mo ne nka mo na mo nya twetwemu no ko de na ya say o just statement video and that we interview reverend I was here anwumre o mo de nema bi ba be bomu yi anwumre na me akaya na me pese me tie bi ye mu bi no saa ye tie asem ise aka na me bi court me nya ho ntie de ekoso bi wa ise interview we no na ma ye de tie asem and so pese o kan ni pa de kasa bo hye na yem ewo emra se wo kwache no na ye de o ye o dance ni e say okay watch reverend wo de na kwa ko do police station o say watch say no to him say ebe niza ofre na wonfiu ye na abaye no then na abaye no you put 48 hours as all the court in your father the court the day
and I so you dance
me ba when your kasa and was say one person fa de na see first ni bibesi is attorney general ni accused person no mo wo dani ho didi e fa another accused person ho e bi na o ma sa ye ye no e fi no kan na manager fa o see em person sa de ni bi obesi esi ayen tie no ye fi ni esi ni ye tie no also ka chi obi afa mpa so che no me ne ya adwen sa o NDC mo na mo koba enti hu ya no so de be ye
na
so de be ye
no NI before one person mo chi obi a is wo mo kokoji warrant na
baby nipa na o pese o chi no man sa ebem o ye MP na mra constitution na che kwa e fa so chi no
okay
enti fa sa kwa ne so
all right
o ye MP enti bra na che kwa ya fa so chi no won te se me obo de mi ko obo ti ba be sha me ko ezo achi mi di ya me de me za be gu mi fo be gu mi ho me se me ke me no me di wachi na muso nka na oni nyina so de ya ne ye be twa ko fun ta ma ye nyira e be wu me sika e mo de me sa che handcuff no ma o si ya ama e twa pictures so ama me magina hu si a che on papa na so oni nyina so de ya ne manso no wakofa aba me ye be twa
nigga za manso Everest
so sa na wakofa aba so kind ya minister bi the year Joe Bruce Kwanza or something o can do bi to so
I
you na me a fellow prosecutor o case ni mu enti bi nim the American no ti be ba o wa kire fa obi aso una fofo nya so be yi wa ma
na de
na constitution no so akire say the who your police ni na achi obi wo am from bra Kwanza wo na wo so tia compensation ma di pa ko no nya o mai no
Mbajo mi bo constitution dey say so ye posini ana security agency na uchi obi a emfa mra kwan so ne nipa kro no edu ko gina court a e ba compensation na wo na abetu botom sika yi
na wo constitution mu wo ni say ni ba na wo detain no wo na wo betu aka no ya fine
ba ese ye ni a ye de go police station ye nim
say asem na no de ye NCC for adwuma omo de say be to aba kwa na omo ba to aba yi no kwa ne ye o
we de mean sound me pa chaw suppose ni bi e chew wonam mra kwan so wo be hwe kwa wa buru setam no wa omo ade me china koshim me chiwa koshim ebi wa kwa na koshia ga ebi hu no wa chiwa koshim ba sa fa ne kwa court wo ne kwa court na court di wa sem mawa ebu a court ne betwa se yentua no e sa police ni no a ne betua
me anya me na me ka wo
constitution na e kan ti
o detain no be wrong there nipa na o detain no no na o so tia conversation man.
Oh, nice one.
Our constitution, Munyamana Maker. The kind of police in the yes, you want to be a client. The take the power of part of the day. Yes, you are no. Oh, or quarter region or Malfino. I feel now to Breno of the lawyer, none of whom it or a part of.
Ketian cry say I would copy lawyer.
Aha!
But I do baby almost first aquan who know the bullying crofo. That
was education no kwana ekos room for ye educated ba. If go poverty ase. In time be say, wo kwa kwachi obi no emrase wo kwa kaade adi pakura ye ne kire no wa ebra wo che no no. Nti wo mo se nipa na wo kwachi no no. Enra news ni e feti say wa ye dey. Wa kika nsem bi fa aircraft bi wo ye nya bi ate. Adia say we answer we am dey ma on your politics. So we be akika sa answer na say nya no cry. No one say communication minister ebe press conference say na abeto dwa no mumunye no kure bi enu.
Oh, and why?
Enti na ye kwachi obi ukwa no bo me ye mu bi no na me pe bone a nipa na ye kwachi no no. Me hwe news no na me bi say na wo kwachi ne say why ase ono mo nka wo. O kwachi ne say why dey. Wakana dia for aircraft bi aba. Say no obi so akana dia no fe say wo tukwa akọ ba bi a ye be ka to ye kuka na obi adwen o.
Say asama wakano a border on national security causing fear and panic.
And you want to say why you day?
The word over no
we are going to court the Yankee cancer on fire wound this hour. I'm kind of border on national security. Into why you day? Lord, the bane of what Tiaso. Lord, Bay, Chile, which match in 48 hours. What did you have then? So only 48 hours reparation almost about on the Yobi. Then the over the year when I'm moving to San, almost be you. But yes, no, your kind of address, almost a year, a year pa, Ninian Wutia, ever warm the 2 minute, 2 minute ball and Sapa Conche. Ever come before. But we are Nipana and Bremuno, in some amount jacket, say, when you're dancing here now, it will be our quack channel, up information and freedom. There be oh, Yanasa. Oh, Debbie. Obi o ya dance ni yenye ne sanya omo ye no no. Debbie. Yemfa ne se ni awokwa akwache no no. Onim ba bi a akonfo ne di koke na kosi a. Uji so obefiu.
On view.
Di baso be na obenya wo sa Debbie omonfani say collaborate with him. One can say go and arrest. Leo Mampenica and Bofo be at Yasi. One can say go and arrest him. Or do Condemnation, Upasoma, a corporate be crack, corporate to heavy. Someone no money quietly. No, I couldn't see. Honorable, I send me a on radio, TV, in capacity, a statement. If you so witness statement, the one you have to make Chini Pananza. Yen will be as a witness statement. Witness statement here, which will be our Mikra, which my witness statement the film. No, witness statement the film Pacono. So, honorable, I say we are okay, but so my witness statement near the Twasso, a young what is all my penny say, Yamma, when I say, I know Ramecamum, and young Shimu. No way, dear, or you're dancing me, or the children, I know that your casa is saying, arrest, no, or you would have arrested, they be arrested me. Like a different arrest me than the previous Wayama. And you are more for crying out, my penny, or say collaborate with him. Or then in class in far game, oh, and then only for our aircraft, now, at the NDC, it be a security for, they be a police force here, no one and your police, you know. And you can't go to Sano, not giddy, or you're dancing, you're obeying then out in Apple Court. Oh, ma. Or backward as a witness, oh, ma. And you must be any so. Oh, you're dancing, you know.
And you might say, Yachinu say, not your money bill. Now, the court date, Muslim media dance, on far dance, or Omra, or power ma.
No, Obi already announced the on the confusion. I was working. Yakin see that money be. Say, you have the court bill and get a new class of friendly view. Yet, the amount court bill. Court the amount bill. And a court in Jimmy himself said, when investigators and then come. There be.
And the investigator and ultimate and friendly. Or Flower NDC. Or no crown flow. Court Yamal Billa. On Flocra,
court be say report do kwa crap and no wa fine say wa ba eno an no oni ni ko bu bia di emre you criminal law no be ju obi fa wodie afini nsam tinya agro si ate mo afo no nya kokodo so omo de ye adwuma no mbe yi politics afiri mu a na criminal law no ke fa wodie de so pa wo so wa ye den nipa no wa ye den tina no pe wo che no ka kire no me wo ba chimi sisi a ba so ma ye den wo so wa kasa radio so no pe ate mo misi yo mate nti wo sa me ye den wo si sifi ka no mu na faza fo na ma ye misi yo je na ye ko police station na upesa o tire manu asem si o mini ho hweka me kasa radio so ndime kasa bi wa hazo ba wie na o e be se ko da cells na makoboko 48 hours na o de me akwa akoto ye o lent mu kurenti me mpredia ni na makwa akoda 48 hours na 48 hours mama ka tire me lawyer se mo ko pe bill o court ma me mpe police bill ko na wakasa me nsamra me pe court bill na makasa tire me na bo mo fa court ma me na court ma me bill court ma me bail wi a fe na manso no ye betase emra kura me fom ye ni detain a wadi detain mi no police ni kura be che me na fe ne ye mfo mra na nye adwuma ye de mra na ye adwuma nka wo ze wo kwa America no ye nko chi obi rough rough ye nko chi obi rough rough e sa na se sa ade no ke ye no o ye o dance ni dia wo kwa chi ne se wa ye de o ye dance ni any company go and collaborate.
And I shout Pepe the only medin kumwe. Next say no pedi obeka ye no so no. Wuntimi nya bibia wo mremu mfambo no.
Enti na wa kwa kwachine wo na se so hwehwe ko adu kwa anza na wakọ. Na brother boy be nya investigation ye tu.
Okay.
Yara.
No mama na say na me senya mpamfama. First me sremo
the lawyer you can mega menene ya adwen kakra baby a menene ya adwen ani say lawyer ne say reverend team for you any case to be arrested really menye lawyer mom but a layman's in fact statement the way tima ye die yetimi di twitwa ho kakra ema ye nkotom amukan se asemu die o yetrim it is in the constitution so be tantra that person must be arrested motiano mokai na shatawali any medical a prank be so they have been attacked by robbers also and even wuna dia demokai it was fear and panic and omoko say tie word you when you say although no can throw there but their charge was fear and panic. They caused fear and panic. Omoko say be bim any na ebasa no omochi omo e di omuhim kakra. Enti so obi cause fear and panic na omochi na. Aden obi nso editro ma the whole country yedin essay eco international level yeni embra itimichi no lawyer obo Augustine bibisawo you see mama mayemfa emotions enka ad yenim dia ye won o camera get out of emotions o camera munja se mudi particles ediko mwankasa mo private working no it won't help you you're lawyer obonse mo okay somehow no, it shows clearly so we MPP ni but ebi onyenyi ni hodi oyi ni hodi amiminim it shows very clear I say you're reverend intim it me cause it me cancel Emma the whole country. Idin essay. I want you boni drahwa. Do you need somebody to tell you, say, oh, to kwanya, ebe how? Anas Arimiyaw Anas. Oni kredi e Japan, ye papa kredi Japan, esha adwuma na se no. I mean, omuliga battle na se no. Edrume bia Anas Arimiyaw Anas e reporti ye kredi Japan ema US embassy. Se wo oye criminal go kunipa amesuale. Oduru hon no mochie no. Omochie no. Inti senka betimi aka say na Kennedy Japan so I was so provide evidence and I say we so provide evidence say omoede omachi no wakunipa before say the US embassy omo editeni ura Kennedy Japan. You see, let's get out from emotions. Let's not mix emotions with our integrity. How we feel for the person, how we think the person is, how we know the person, how we relate to the person, and speak the truth. Reverend Tim Fodwasemokan, it is a total lies. He has no evidence to prove. Reverend Ntimfodwo, he has no evidence. I repeat, he has no evidence to prove himself. And by now I am critical because I release evidence. It is a political game. Understands it. Say you are a year lawyer yo kasai Augustine Obo car Abusia or kase a political talker in the political side. Then why would Reverend Ntimfodwo kase or evidence and obey shown up? Nobody should dare him. And so we are no any evidence. And I don't think how when ya Saku Kodruno editing radio station, TV stations, granted interviews, presser, press conference, Obi evidence will never do that. So if you have that courage to tarnish the image of Ghana and as well as the government, why don't you come out with a solid and substantive evidence, a credible evidence with a lot of facts. Now uhonto odi okuja tabla ko example ni juma dia no ye nyina na or provide evidence before Bekasano, na evidence then nim data. There is no need for him to be chased. There is no need for him to be called by NAB or whoever to provide evidence. But this man in question has no evidence, and yet he is still making noise. He is still doing a series or evidence be an uncophobia person the beba and uncophobia panacho watching. It at this moment arrest Abram no. I think so what evidence that he will bring it out. Let me tell you all this thing no. Do you know why? As a Mustapha Bandi Ekase and Kofono Mukato money no mwanya de. Yes. When ye NDC fono mukaso mukwachino. We will be our transfer cookie. And let me tell you, look at ECG sense no. Mixing containers no. MPP for Sa won't be. After marking is a won't be because a die in 2023, 2024 thereabout. Enti after marking and another board chair a honor. When you say the who won't be, enti no. Sansem we buy on the 1st of April and a team for Joe Ebeye Ghana for na April fool and Obekan Sansem no. At first it was April fool, but to share pressure neighbor and Okasi no. I was saying me ye bold that make us evidence because Ghana near one so that I will cover the ECG own. Not me media abeye the topic on board because ye didn't your politics or me but ECG diano and she your mochia ye nimbe guase. That is the secret. So man, let me tell you, once I say me by ECG asem you to J. That is Ghana for you. It is a rebel team for you anywhere. It is a political tactics and a political what antics. Mama make a joke. It is NDC for. Madika Kacho, you people should be focused. And you know, they are trying to take out from, they are trying to take your mind from that ECG sense. Anyhow, you will govern this country. Ghana for near Bomahama, Basso, and those kind of things. And I'm person will be the Ghana for a buffon, the Ghana for Cassie, oh, and this for by say, maybe be a moye, she name be a moye. That is exactly his point. It is a can't go for being chassis. Can't people don't just understand, and that is the reality. It is revenue for you. On MPP or Mashi home, he has no evidence. Trinity Kurama, Trinity Siena, ultimate for evidence in back. A falsehood, a throw. And a word. I was here for a comment to. I mean, who they also would be a comment session. Yankupon Koswa Hanum, a number one authentic platform, Mega TV, Guswa S7 with the best of news. Remember me, Chibafo, Yankupo Shamaru, Yankupon Yokesi, Obipia Mega TV. I send to you. Macro Bibia. Bye bye.